The moment you kill your dream, the word how, the cursed how. Hi friends, namaste, hola mi amigos, surprise live from a beautiful day here in Wisconsin. Now my fourth day, today's my fourth day back from Nepal and India. And we've got all kinds of sounds happening. We've got a neighbor using his chainsaw. We've got people with their lawnmowers. There's going to be environmental noise. It's not as loud as India. This is quiet compared to it. I'll tell you right off the bat, in my vulnerability and authenticity, I am tired. I'm coming on here kind of tired. My fourth day back, I still haven't gotten my biorhythm to the new time zone. So my sleep has been really off. And I'm feeling it. However, this morning, inspiration hit. Sorry, there we go. I'm staying tethered over here so I don't lose my signal. Inspiration hit, and I thought I'm going to pop on for a very quick live stream and share this, because when I get these downloads, these divine nudges, I act on them without overthinking anything. And that actually is a really good lead-in for the theme today. Oh, the cursed how. So many people have divinely inspired dreams, goals, visions, and they are divinely inspired. They are for you. Some people say, me, how could I do this? You know, this is beyond me or bigger than me, or they go into the imposter syndrome. And I think it was divinely inspired, so it is for you. It was meant for you to take that inspired action forward. And often, I say most of the times in my experience, in my life since I was a kid, going for big things, big dreams, like I didn't know how, and it didn't stop me. I didn't let it shoot me in the foot. And I recognize that a lot of people do. There's this beautiful, just powerful, divinely inspired dream, vision, goal, intention, something to act on, something to create out of passion, out of alignment, out of our highest expression. And what stops people, like cold stops right there in their tracks, is often the how. So I want to share a quick story. It's not mine, but it illustrates this really powerfully. So this is a story from my current teacher right now, who I absolutely resonate with deeply. More on that. A quick story from him. And he teaches us to not only do the impossible, what people think is impossible, but embody it, live it, and live it out loud to give others the permission slip to do as well in their own lives. And that really hit me. So this morning I woke up, I not a lot of sleep again since I got back from India. Like I haven't caught that groove yet. And the whole idea of living the impossible and sharing that with the world as an example, as a living example, like I really caught onto that this morning. And I thought, okay, I got to share this story with you guys, because I know that you're going to resonate with it like I have. So my teacher, RJ Spina, or Master R, amazing, just ahead of the curve by decades when it comes to self-mastery. And another reason I just absolutely resonate. And in 2016, he gave himself, I guess, we're creating all of this in our infinite game of self-mastery and the hero's journey, he gave himself an impossible thing to overcome, which was he contracted some rare disease that only 200 people in the world have ever had, and they've all died from it. Not only that, a whole myriad of other diseases and illnesses, and he had permanent chest down paralysis. So he comes into the hospital and they're telling him, well, obviously you're never going to walk again, but you're not going to make it. You're not going to live past 48 hours, right? And he said, with absolutely every molecule in his being knowing this, I will heal myself and I will walk out of this hospital in 100 days. He said it with absolute knowingness and peace. In 100 days, I will heal myself and I will walk unassisted out of this hospital. And of course, all the doctors and surgeons and everyone well-meaning How is that possible? That's not going to happen. Like, you're going to die. Basically, you're going to die. And then so 48 hours, he doesn't die. Blows everyone's mind. And he starts healing himself and putting himself back together. Hey, friends. Hey, Trent. Hey, Mark. Hi, guys. Oh, you're going to love this. And this applies to everything, too. Everything in life. The cursed how that stops us. And a lot of well-meaning people, innocently or maybe not, that will shoot us in the foot, that will stop that process, stymie that process of that dream, the vision, the doing what's impossible because of their own limitations. As yesterday we were talking about limitations, and last couple of days, self-imposed or at least self-maintained limitations, which is what most people do, and they're not even aware of it. They inherit all of these limitation programs, a lot of programming from childhood that were passed down from church, school, teachers, society, parents, a lot of the times innocently, not always, but a lot of the time. And there's this perpetuating cycle that perpetuates because no one's stopped to actually dissect and take a hard look and think for themselves. Like, why am I following all these patterns and biases and, self-imposed limitations? They're not mine until someone releases it, right? Hi, Ingeborg, how are you? Say hi, where are you joining, guys? Don't be creepers. Say hello. Don't be shy. I'm not shy. I'm the opposite. Overly friendly. Anyway, so to finish the story of doing the impossible and embodying that as an example for the rest of the world to see and learn from, not only does he heal himself from all these rare diseases and illnesses, and it's a whole list. It's a massive list. But he also heals himself and puts himself back together where he can start walking. And in 100 days, when all the surgeons and well-meaning friends and doctors tell him impossible, it won't happen, impossible, he keeps showing that it's possible. And what is possible? Miraculous. We are powerful. We can heal ourselves. Another huge theme to tap into right there. Self-healing and spontaneous self-healing is possible. We have that power, and he is a living example of that. Bringing himself not only back from death and permanent chest down paralysis, but what it is to be able to heal yourself beyond that miraculously. And then soon after he leaves the hospital, we have this video of him like jogging up a hill. Mind blown. Like most people think, how that can't be, how, right? I have friends who are paralyzed. They can never walk again. Our friends that have disease and illness, they can never come back from that. Well, perception is creation. So if one is perceiving that the cursed how is getting in the way, or all the influence from people who are limiting themselves and don't know how miraculous and powerful we are, they go to the how first, so they shut it down, they close it down, then they'll never know. By the way, sorry for my neighbor with his chainsaw. And I dig this theme so much. There will be documentary film series that I create on this theme alone, documenting miraculous stories from people who did the impossible. Because the impossible is possible. And I don't know how many examples it's going to take, living examples for people to start breaking free of their own self-imposed limitations and realize how powerful they are and what is actually possible. So when I talk about dreams, man alive, I have created so much in this lifetime. I didn't know how. I don't know how. I mean, even the Courageous Heart Expedition, audacious like nothing else. Like, have like barely over a month to plan this huge expedition that was divinely downloaded, given to me, humanitarian vision, multiple continents, a book which is accelerated, by the way. It's my launch date now is Thanksgiving this year. I've never published a book before. Short films, longer films, like it. How audacious is that? And then to go climb Everest Base Camp, plus another unassisted climb in Annapurnas, with no conditioning, no training. Half of it in my flip-flops because my feet don't like shoes. It's just impossible, right? it wasn't about my doership. Like, oh man, I will tell you, I had so much ego for like basically 48 years of my illusory linear years, and recognizing that I was blocking myself. I was causing my own suffering and pain, and I was in a lot of anguish prior to the beginning of my self-inquiry, which began in February of this year, where I could actually free myself from the patterned subconscious programs that were all instilled for all of us since we were children, and release my egoic mind identity. And that's still a work in progress right now, but I love the stories of people doing the impossible, and the doership for me, like, I just want to be the conduit. I'm the vessel. Use me, God, source, creator, higher power. Use me as the conduit, as the vessel, to share with others of what is possible in this lifetime, and reminding ourselves of who we truly are and how powerful we are as masterful creators, sovereign beings. We are not slaves. We are not beggars. Nay. And a lot of people need a little bit of shaking out of their stupor to realize, like, oh shit, I am powerful. If one soul can accomplish this, divinely inspired, directed, guided, then so can another. And so can another, and another, and another, as an example, like this chain reaction, beautiful, powerful chain reaction happening once the ego's out of the way. And all those self-imposing limitations, right? Mark says, non-creeper Mark. Cigar City. Hey, thanks for not being shy, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you're watching this on the replay, don't be shy. Say hi. Not only hi, where you're joining from. I like to have at least 3-4 continents in one live stream, and your insights on this. What is this making you feel inside? How are you going to take inspired action on it? I don't like to get on a live stream or do video or film series and have it be, theoretical or philosophical. I like inspired action, because that's where we make change happen. That's where we transform ourselves. And when we do it publicly, out loud, it gives others permission to do the same as well. And I'll tell you what, people they're starving, they're thirsty, they're hungry for authenticity right now. They want raw, real, because they have seen enough fake in the world, in social media, on TV, in politics. We are sick and tired of fake, flabby projections. Like, it's not real. People are starving for authenticity, and that's where our true power is anyway. When you recognize someone who is real, raw, themselves, vulnerable, that authenticity is, that's charismatic. That's magnetism. You feel like you can relate because it's real. There's no mask hiding, right? The layers of masks that people wear to hide who they truly are, if they even know who they truly are. I'm a big advocate of, like, let's all just get naked together. Let's just strip down right now, all of us. I actually do have a huge passion for nudity, but I mean, emotionally, metaphorically, it could be physically, spiritually. Like, let's get naked. Let's strip down all the layers of BS that's not us. And let's all be real together, because that's how we create heaven on earth. It requires authenticity. And New Earth, by the way, is full transparency. We're going to be tapping back into our dormant superpowers, some of which are, and not to be excluding many others, but telepathy is normal. We can do that right now. Telekinesis, teleportation, but telepathy, meaning that we're not going to be hiding anything, no skeletons in the closet, hiding anything from anybody anymore. That's the new earth. That's what we're moving into right now. So let's start practicing right now. Let's embody that right now with living our truth out loud. Taking off the mask, the layers of masks, stripping down, getting naked to the true self, because that's the world we are shifting into now. And the sooner that we can start embodying that and living that now, the faster we bring this beautiful new earth to existence. It's living within you. It's living within me as a living example. It's not like some out there place. It's now in you, now in me. And yeah, I'll tell you what, one thing to end on when I talk about the cursed house and how people just, they completely like shoot themselves in the foot. I keep saying that, but like, you know what I mean metaphorically. Like they put their dreams and their goals and their visions like back on the shelf where they're covered in cobwebs and dust, and they just close that cabinet because of the cursed how. Like they stop themselves before they've even started. And to remind ourselves that that was a divinely inspired vision, goal, dream. You're meant to have it. You're meant to take inspired action on it. Every single one of us has our own unique expression and beautiful dreams and visions to bring to the world, to co-create for humanity, for out of service, truly. And the more we do that, the more others get permission within themselves, get the confidence, the feeling like they can do it as well. And so I will say this: we need audacious dreamers, builders, architects, visionaries in the world. I've always been called that by my teachers growing up, maybe because they liked alliteration. They're like, pick an adjective to go with Amie, audacious Amie. And some people have told me it's too much, you're too much, it's too audacious. And I say, I'm going to follow my own instincts here. What I'm divinely guided and instructed to do and to be. What is too much anyway? And if you look at some of our most famous teachers and visionaries and inventors and leaders, they all had or most of them had a level of audacity and tenacity like nothing else. And so why not be audacious? And audacious is also a matter of perspective. It's subjective to what is innately bubbling up inside you, your own energy. We need the big dreamers, the visionaries, the inventors, the leaders more than ever now, and ones that are coming from absolute authenticity, tapped in like perpetual flow state to higher self. That's antithesis of ego, by the way. So when it's pure, when it's true, it's in that divine higher self flow state. One doesn't have to overthink. They're not into fear, doubt, overthinking, crazy overwhelm, like that monkey mind. That's not there. That's ego. So remaining in that perpetual flow state of purity, that's the way to be. And oh man, I could go on and on this topic. It's just so good. Isn't this a great theme? It's so relatable, especially to where people are right now. And I'll tell you what, one lasting thought here. When I see somebody going for their dreams, their vision, whether or not I understand it, doesn't matter. It makes my heart smile. And I cheer them on, even if I say those words to them, or if I express it in another way, or just internally, way to go. Because so many people will stop themselves before they even take inspired action on their dreams or their vision with the cursed how. So when I see somebody going for it, I'm cheering them on. All right, guys, I would love to hear your insights, your questions. Say hi if you're watching the replay. Share this live stream. This is the content we need to get out into the world. People will love you for sharing this. Share this live stream with someone today that needs to hear it. Share it on your wall. Let's get this authentic, real, raw, powerful content out into the world. And that's how we are creating the new earth, heaven on earth. Right here, right now. So say hi where you're joining from. Thanks for joining my surprise live stream. It went a little longer than expected. Much love to you. Mwah! And I'll see you on the next video.